It's of course, South Carolina, a team that we're very familiar with. Frank Martin does a tremendous job. They went on a run of getting to the Final Four last year. And of course, they bring back a guy like Silver, who's having a tremendous year. I think he leads the country almost. I know he leads our league in terms of getting to the free throw line. This guy shot over 200 free throws and shooting at a almost 75% clip. That tells you he's real important. He's their go-to guy. So we've got to do a good job of him, on him, and keeping him off the boards and keeping their team off the boards. It's a team with a lot of newcomers. They shoot a lot of threes. In our last outing, we hadn't done a good job of protecting that perimeter. So that's something that's going to be really on our radar, is guard inside and outside. And we got to rebound the basketball. Their offense is shoot it and go get it, and defensively they're going to get in your passing lane. So we've got to have the floor spaced out, and we've got to be in attack mode. That's got to be the game plan.
Your last 3 SEC games have been on the road. Now you got 4 of the next 5 at home. How tough has this road stretch been, and how good is it to get some home games again?
Well, it's funny, Bob, because when we started off with a double overtime win at Georgia, which I thought we got to a point where we overcame some adversity, and I thought that would be good going to the next game on the road, and of course we didn't, and so that. So from that standpoint, we have an opportunity to come home now and play against. Whether you play at home or on the road, you got to come out and play. But I want to see us come out and really bring the things that we do in practice each and every day. I just don't think we bring our practice to the game consistently. We may do it for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and the game is 40 minutes. So I'm looking forward to seeing our team play together for 40 minutes, and our bench come in and play strong minutes for us. But it's again, the road is hadn't been good to us this year, but we still got a lot of basketball left. So,
I mean, if there's people out there that are all doom and gloom, 4 out of 5 home games, anybody like that, and you guys obviously are a really good team at home, or you have a very good record, 11-1. Just how good do you feel about making a run here with this home stretch?
I'm more interested in us playing better, Bob. That's all, and being consistent. I think that's the biggest key there. I don't worry about the wins and losses. I think if we come out and do the things we're capable of doing defensively, offensively, trusting one another, getting everybody involved. We can't be a 1 or 2 man team or a 3 man team. We got to get more people involved, but it's got to be from an offensive standpoint and defensive standpoint, and that's one thing we've got to understand. We got to do it both. There's a balance, and so, but I still like this team. I like I like how this team is. It could play a lot better, but I still like the makeup of this team.
I guess what kind of difference has Booker made in their team this year?
He's a good shooter. He can shoot the basketball. I think he's a guy that can spot up, and what that does is space the floor for a guy for Silver inside. And, of course, the co-star kid, he's a lot better this year. I think he's one of the leading forwards that makes assists in the game. So, and he can shoot the basketball. So they got a lot of pieces, and those guys are starting to play a lot better. As evident, some of the games they've won. They won on the road at Florida. They played at A&M the other night, and they came up short. So, but they went some places and they've won. So they've caught my attention. They caught our team's attention in terms of number one, how hard they're going to play, and they got multiple guys that can really shoot the basketball. They have a young man, I think it's Henson kid. He just coming off the football field, and he's starting for him, and gives them a physical, tough. A guy that can shoot the basketball. So, again, you're going to get the South Carolina team, all French team, they're going to guard you. They're going to rebound, they're going to defend. And they're going to make you work for everything. So we got our work cut out for us.
Yes, Coach, just what do you think has just been the missing links with the three-point defense lately?
I think that's third and fourth and fifth effort. I think our rotation has been lacking. So to speak. It's amazing because early on we were doing a pretty good job of rotating, and so you got to have that energy to get to that next pass. And whether you contest a shot or run them off the three-point line, the anticipating and getting there. And I think we had some guys that have lacked that third and fourth effort that's got to take place when you play style of basketball we play. It's nothing. It's called fixing things on defense, and we hadn't done it.
You mentioned Bailey after the last game. Do you look for him to be more in the rotation?
Yes, he will be. He will be. And not only he, CJ, we're going to get those guys back involved again. I think that's, last year I can recall during this kind of moment we kept talking about our bench and how they got to come to play, and eventually our bench started playing well, and that really set up things that took place last year. So we're at that same kind of crossroads. The trust has got to be there, and they got to go out and play and give us some quality minutes, so we don't have guys having to play 32 minutes a game, especially at the level we want to play.
Yeah, Mike, you look at South Carolina. They think they're 4-4 on the road, and they won at Florida. They won at Georgia. What is it you see from them that they're doing when they get those road wins?
I just think defensively they get after it. They got some guys that can make some shots. So you got a guy like Silva, who's a very experienced guy. But I think defense is always going to keep you in the game. Offense, as I said, comes and goes. But your defense can always keep you in game. And they're a good rebounding team. And so if you're defending, you're not letting people get easy opportunities, and you rebound the basketball, and you're getting to the free throw lines, you give yourself a chance. And I think that's what they've done.
You talked about needing to fix things on defense. Is that more mental, like getting guys to buy in more, or is it physical? Like
I think it's more mental, Bob. I think it's more mental. I think everything's in what we do. I think it's more the mental approach now. You got to have that want to. You got to have that want to. You can't have no doubt. You got to have that want to stop people. Early in the year, I thought we came at a point. Early in the year, we had a really good balance in how we were playing. Then I thought we tried to beat people by outscoring them, and then we got a little defensively. And now, I just don't think we got to get more guys involved. I think, and I think that'll really put energy in the building. Put energy in the building. Put energy on the floor. Let me put it that way. Put energy on the floor. I think that's what you play defense with. You play defense with energy. You play defense with toughness. You play defense with heart.
And you and Frank Martin, he mentioned that you guys have played 10 of the last 11 years. Obviously, some of that was in the Big 12. Just what do you think about him and your all's battles over the years, or games, I guess?
Well, Frank and I are really good friends away from this here, from the, between the lines. But once you get between the lines, is Arkansas versus South Carolina, or when he was at Kansas State and I was at Missouri. But he's a competitor, just like I'm a competitor. He wants his team to go out and compete at a high level and win, and the same thing here. So again, I've known him for quite a while, and his teams mirror him. And I'm hoping my team will mirror me.
You got 6 seniors. Obviously, their time is winding down. What kind of sense do you get? What's the mindset of the team right now, and especially those seniors? What sense do you get from them about the sense of urgency? Because if they want to, play in the NCAA tournament, they got to win some more games.
Well, that is it right now, Bob. It's an 8-game season for them, and so sense of urgency, understanding this is your last go around. That means you got to leave everything out there on the floor. I keep talking about leadership on this basketball team, and I think that's something that's been kind of lacking. So can those guys provide that as we step into this period right now? It's an 8-game season. That's what it is. 8 games on the schedule for them. So I'm hoping that that is kind of trickled into their mind about the sense of urgency, and it's one game at a time. It's like one practice at a time. It's one game at a time. Those are the things you can control.